All right, so now we're ready for the shirt, okay? And the shirt will help us to just kind of finish up our hair since they relate to each other. So the important thing to remember about your shirt is that your shirt is on top of your body. So the first thing I'm going to do, and I'm going to kind of zoom into this part so we can see this, the collar. I'm going to do the collar first. I like starting there just because, I don't know, it's a good starting point, I think. So for the collar, now I have just a regular kind of crew neck shirt, so it just kind of dips down a little bit. I'm not going to see this. This will get covered up. But I want to figure out where the edge of my collar is. So I'm going to look at how this aligns with like maybe even my ears to see where this needs to happen. So, and of course I've got my hair on top of the other section, so I'm not going to see that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start drawing this in. I'll even look at how low this needs to go, and if I want to I can measure that. So I'll measure just how low that needs to go. The important thing with the collar, and again, this is fabric, so it's, again, not nice and neat. Probably not as nice and neat as you think it needs to be. So I'm going to go ahead and draw this in. Of course, every time I move my drawing hand, I move this. I don't want this line to be all nice and neat necessarily because it would probably make it look a little too formulated that way. So I'm going to encourage the little kind of imperfections in this line that I'm drawing, so that it feels a little bit more natural. And then if you notice right here, and I'm going to kind of point out right here I drew this edge for the collar up higher than my shoulder. And the reason why, again, is because my shirt is on top of my body, not in it, okay? So what I'm going to do now, to kind of refine that a little bit more, try to zoom in, is now I want to make it look like this shirt is going up and over and towards the back. So I'm going to show the back of it right here. This is going to turn into the top edge. So now that looks like, and I'm going to exaggerate mine just so it's a little bit easier to see. My shirt's actually kind of thin. I'm just going to draw it just like that. So now it looks like it's going up and over my shoulder. And then I'm just going to go in. I've got a little bit of a collar here, so I need to figure out how thick my collar is going to be. And then it's going to be, the collar is going to be thinner here. And then as I bring it out here to the front, I'm going to make it look wider. So that way it looks like, again, it's coming towards my viewer and towards the foreground. Because remember, as things come forward, they get bigger. So I'm going to make it thin here in the back, and then let it get wider as it comes here to the front. And again, I'm not going to make a big deal out of making this thing real nice and neat because I want this to look very natural. I'm going to go ahead and erase my collarbone since I'm not going to see that. It's covered up by my shirt. And kind of tidy that up a little bit. And then I'm going to show you guys a couple little tricks here to do with your shirt to make it feel very, again, natural. I'm going to leave my shoulder line because I want to know where it's at. Zoom back out of this a little bit. Whenever you have seams on a piece of fabric meat, you'll see that the fabric kind of bulges out from that seam. So right here where I have my collar and then the rest of my shirt, I'm going to kind of create this little V dip right there. And then I'm going to bump it back out again. And then I'm going to create the top of my shirt. And I've got a couple wrinkles in here, so I'm going to kind of, again, encourage it to be not all nice and neat. And bring that up. I'm going to make sure I'm going to draw this top edge of my shirt on top of and higher than my shoulder so it looks like my clothes are on top of my body. And then I'm just going to erase that edge for my shoulder when I'm done with it. And then I do need to do this over here to the other side. Add an edge for my shirt here. Even though a large section of my shirt is going to be covered by my hair, I just need to be just that little part. And then what you guys can do is go in and draw in other little details that you might have. If you have like a woven texture to your shirt, and you know this is the shirt you're going to wear again on our shading day, go ahead and draw that in. I'm kind of wearing a light sweater today, seeing how it's like winter still. Shouldn't be. It's April. But anyways, I'm going to stop complaining about the weather. But I'm going to wear probably just more of a t-shirt crew neck when I'm ready to shade. It's a little bit lighter, so I'm not going to put in my details right now. If you know that, as far as jewelry goes, again, if you're wearing any necklaces or earrings, any jewelry, that's something else too. If you want to, you can plug it in now or later. But there is basically the basic portrait. The next step would be for me to start shading. Now, I'm not going to, and you may be asking, I'm not going to erase everything that my hair is covering right now on this one side. I'm going to go ahead and leave my shoulder line and even my neckline. I'm going to wait until I shade to get rid of that stuff because I may need it. So I'm going to leave it just like that. So the rest of the time for you guys is to continue to work on your hair and your shirt.